and welcome to Book at Bedtime with Uncle Dominic. Tonight's instalment, The Three Little Pigs. I just have a quick slurp before I start there. There's many stories, and this one goes back quite a while. Not to be confused with the pigs that went off the market. But these three little pigs were happy little pigs, and they all lived together. But they decided to go off and build their own houses. So they were going off to market the first day, and they come across one of the first little pigs, come across some straw, and said, "I'd like to build my house in straw." So he bought some straw and took it back to where he wanted to build his house, and he built it out of straw. Well, the second pig, he went along and he decided, well, I'm not going to build my house out of straw. I'm going to build it out of twigs and sticks and that. Not plain timber or anything that you get at Travis Perkins, you understand. But he got himself a load of twigs and he decided to build his house of sticks. And the third pig, very shrewd pig, decided to build his house out of bricks. Well, on the following day, they'd all built their houses. And along came a big bad wolf with incredibly ugly teeth. He stopped at the first house, a little pig who had built his house out of straw. And he went up to the house and he said, "I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." And he blew and he blew and he blew the house in, and the little pig was standing all on his own, and he thought, what am I going to do? So he went off to stay at his other brother's house, who made it out of sticks. Anyway, the wolf, a very hungry wolf, carried on to the house that was made out of... What was it made out of?
Sticks.
It was made out of sticks, yes. That's right. And he went along to this house that was made out of sticks. And he said, "I'm going to huff and puff and blow your house in." And the little pig said, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." Because he'd learned to speak. So the first one didn't speak at all because he'd forgotten all about what to say. Because he'd skipped one of the... Anyway, he huffed and he puffed and he blew. And he blew the house in, leaving the house bereft of sticks. And the two little pigs, because the first little pig, if you remember from earlier on, I told you he'd gone along from the first house to the second house to be with the pig, who's his brother, by the way. And, of course, they had nowhere to stay. So they went along to stay with the other third brother, and to avoid being eaten by the big bad wolf. Ah, nasty bugger. Anyway, they ended up at the third house, made of bricks, a chimney, double glazed windows made of UPVC. Done a rather nice job of it. And I've got some pictures here, but I can't show you for copyright. But understandably, he blew and he said, little pigs, may I come in?" And they all said, "Not by the hair of your chinny chin chin." But he blew and he blew and he blew. And he blew the house down, which was made of bricks. But of course...
The house of bricks don't blow down.
These did, because he forgot to add an additive to the cement. And of course, we all know if you're building houses to NHPC standard, you should add the right additive to the cement. So, of course, the moral of this story is, if you're going to build a house out of bricks, comply to building regulations and get it right, and you'll avoid being eaten. Good night. Cheers. There's another gin.